Hi, welcome back to STEM with Mrs. Dabrowski. Again, it's spring break, so this is going to be some Easter. I'm using Easter candy, or candy we would think about at Easter time. What we're going to do today, boys and girls, is we are going to put different liquids and see how they react with, I'm using jelly beans, but you could use M&Ms or Skittles, whatever you may have at home. And also, I wanted to tell you something. I really needed clear cups for this project, and I didn't want to go out to the grocery store to get them. So I just cut the bottom of my water bottles so that we could see easily. So this is a great hack, if you will, for if you needed some clear cups, use the bottom of water bottles. I know I have a lot at my house. Maybe you do too. So for Miss Sheree, I had to do purple, and the purple we're just going to add some water. And I'm going to be adding it, and we'll see if anything happens immediately, but then we're going to come back and check on these. To our green, I'm going to add some rubbing alcohol. Now, alcohol we find in hand sanitizers. We also find sometimes in mouthwash. And if you notice, nothing's immediately happening so far. Then I'm going to use soda. If you have something clear like 7-Up or Sprite. I had ginger ale. It's a little yellow, but it'll still work. Next, our vinegar that we've been using, and I want you to notice with the soda. See the bubbles that are forming because of the carbon dioxide that is in our soda? Next, we're going to add the vinegar to our yellow. And lastly, I thought we would put milk inside just to see what it would happen with this. Now, please know that you can use different liquids that you have in your home. If you don't have, so think about some liquids that you may have. If you have juice, that'd be a good thing. I'm noticing already that out of all of these, the only one I see a lot happening with is our orange. I already see that some of the water is starting to turn a little bit orange and the color is coming off. But we're going to come back. Oh, and look at the water. If you look at the water, I see some purple coming off. We're going to come back and look at this and check back in and see what's happening with our jelly beans and the liquids that they're in soon to see if there's any change that's occurred. But next, we're going on to something else. Now, boys and girls, I don't like Peeps, but apparently a lot of people do. I think you either love them or you strongly dislike them. I strongly dislike them, but I thought that we would do something cool. We would try to make a parachute. We're going to go outside and see. The girls have also made a parachute. Mine is just out of a Food Lion bag, and I've just used some yarn. If you do not have Peeps, you could use a Lego minifigure. If you have a small doll, try to make a parachute and see how well it works. I had hoped today would be super windy. Yesterday would have been a perfect day. It would have been the perfect day, but we weren't ready for it yet. So we're gonna go see how our parachutes work outside, and we're gonna wait and come back and check on our other experiments as well. Take this outside because we only live in a 1-story house. If you live in a 2-story, go up to the top of your stairs and do this inside. We had to take it out here, or if it's a beautiful day, go outside, but you really need to be up high. And I would love to tell you to go on the roof. The Sheree is probably saying yes, but that's not a safe place to be. So we're using our tallest family member, Brianna, and putting her on a ladder, a small ladder, so we can see how our parachutes work. So the first one, Janiyah made. This is just a Ziploc bag. And as you see, that poor little Peep, if that were a person, didn't work out so well for the Peep today. So that didn't work very well. I chose to use a Food Lion bag, and I've tied it with yarn just like Janiyah. And as you see, that worked much better. That worked much better. It caught the air and it worked much better. Now Brianna chose to use a Carolot bag. First of all, this bag is made out of much more durable, it's much thicker plastic. Also, she chose to use, her birthday was last week, so we had some streamers and she chose to use those. If you have fishing line or ribbon, use whatever you have, rubber bands. She's pretty proud of this, so let's see how this goes. And boys and girls, if you see, that was the best parachute. And again, Miss Campetto has shown us up. So go try it. Go try different things at your home. Maybe even use fabric. Pick a nice, beautiful day to come outside where it's windy, or do it inside on your stairs, but try it. Okay, it's been an hour since our jelly beans have been sitting in all of our different liquids. I forgot to mention, to make sure, anytime you do science, anytime you do an experiment, you want to make sure, like I pulled out a jelly bean that hadn't been in the liquid so we can compare what happened to how the jelly bean was before put in the liquid. Now, there's a science behind this, and you can study and learn more as you get older. And I know I keep saying that, but science, you can learn parts of it now and build on it later. The molecules react to one another. Some are attracted to one another more than others, and scientifically, there are things that happen in each one of these liquids that you can learn and study more. So we're going to see how they react. So with our water, again, purple for Miss Sharia. If you notice, our jelly bean is pretty much all of the sugar on the outside has dissolved. When I feel of the jelly bean, it's starting to kind of come apart in my hand, and I might leave this for a day and come back and see. But if you notice, the sugar is pretty much all the way off of it. The jelly bean still is the same consistency as it was. Please do not eat these jelly beans because they're been in some things that you don't want to eat. This is our alcohol. Look at that, that's interesting. If we look at our control, we see that not much happened with our alcohol. Not much, that sugar is still on that jelly bean. There's not a lot of change there. Next, we're moving over to the soda. Now, I expected this to happen, but to be honest, it dissolved even more in the water. There's still a sugar shell left on the bottom there, and it is much firmer than the one in water. Moving over to our vinegar. With our vinegar, the color is off, and it's very similar to the water. It's starting to even have like a little sugar. There's like a little film that's coming off for a jelly bean. And lastly, let's go to the milk. Wow, did not think that would happen. The milk has dissolved the sugar off as well. We're gonna leave this for a day, and I think I may add this at the end of the video to see what happens after 24 hours. What I wanna say with our experiment with the jelly beans is it was in different liquids and it reacted very differently. As Christians, as believers, we're gonna go through things, we're gonna feel things, we're gonna have to process things. Whatever's going on in our life shouldn't change who we are. The jelly beans were changed depending on what situation they were in or what liquid. Now, we're not gonna be put in alcohol, or soda. I hope not. You're not gonna get a vat of soda. But we are in situations where we feel stressed or angry or frustrated or sad. And that really shouldn't change who we are in Christ. And so I want you to focus on feelings are okay. How we react to them is either honoring God or not. We're at home a lot. We're with the people in our family. And sometimes, boys and girls, myself included, we show more of God's love to people outside of our house than we do inside. We don't want to change like the jelly beans do. We want to honor God no matter where we are, no matter what situation we're in. So in this season, continue to honor God. Keep your color and your light bright for Him. So now I'm going to end this with something that has to do with Easter. Now, second graders, I already did this with you on Zoom, but I wanted to give other students a chance. And second grade asked to learn how to do this. So if you're watching second graders, pay attention, and I am going to do a how-to video for you as well. I'm going to take this piece of paper, and I'm just going to make a normal paper airplane that you would make at home. So I'm going to fold it, and just like how we fold it where it looks almost like a house, and I'll show you. Not the best paper airplane. You older students are like, oh my goodness, Mrs. Dabrowski, we can do better than that. And you're right, this isn't going to be really for flying. In fact, I probably wouldn't even think about taking this out to compete outside with anyone in a race. And you could fly it around the house, but pretty much all use you could do is like this. That's the best flying that it will do. So, but I'm going to use this airplane to talk about God, to talk about how we can have a relationship with Him. If I were to get on an airplane, I know we're in different times right now, but normally we could go to any country, we could go to any state, we could take that airplane and go. I have an aunt who lives in Hawaii, and she has a long flight, but she is on that plane. That's how she gets from Hawaii here to visit her family. So that plane can take you many places. We live in a military area. We live near the Air Force Base, and so I hear the jets take off, and you hear them breaking through the sound barrier, and you hear that sonic boom many times. And so they can go super high. They do tricks even when we have air shows. But could someone get on a jet or an airplane and go all the way to heaven? What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Those of you that are saying thumbs down, you are correct. We could not get to heaven with an airplane. So these wings are of no use to us. Now I'm going to tear these wings off, but you, if you needed to, could use scissors. So watch carefully what I'm doing. I'm tearing the wings off of our plane. And what happens then is I have something that looks a little bit like a rocket. Now a rocket can go to the moon. A rocket can go out into outer space. It can zoom way up high. Its exhaust will come down in such a way that we see billows and billows of the smoke. Could a rocket, thumbs up or thumbs down, take you to heaven? Can go straight up, go into the solar system, can go out in outer space. Thumbs down, you're right. It cannot take us to heaven. Boys and girls, the only way that we can go to heaven is if we have a relationship with Jesus. And that is through the cross. And that is through what Jesus did on Easter for us. So try this, work on it, see if you can't present and share with someone the only way to heaven, the only way to a relationship with God for eternity is through a relationship with Jesus Christ. I would ask you now, if you don't have a relationship with him, to pray right now and talk to him and to ask him to be in charge of your life. Have a blessed Easter with your family. Until next time, bye. So I know this is the end of our video and I've already wrapped things up, but this is a day later and I just thought we'd come and see what has happened. In our water with our jelly bean, it's very purpley water, and oh my goodness, I wish you could feel it. It is, like, look at that, in my fingers, it is completely dissolving into my hands. I'm kind of excited. I have waited till this moment to show you. This is our alcohol. Remember, it didn't do anything? It still hasn't. It's a faint, maybe a little bit lighter green, but really that jelly bean, we're not gonna eat it because it's been an alcohol, but it hasn't changed. The soda. The soda is squishy just like the water, but not quite as mushy as the water. So you'll have to try this so you get the feeling that I'm getting. Vinegar. Vinegar is smushes to pieces as well, but again, it's not as smushy as the water or the soda. So let's try the milk. Now, I'm interested at this. Look at this. Look at the difference. This is very white compared to how our other ones kind of took the color on. This one didn't take the pink color on. It turned white, almost like the milk, and it's very mushy as well. So really, the alcohol is the only one that didn't change the jelly bean at all. I mean, even the outside is just lightly colored. So we've figured some things out about how these liquids interact with the jelly beans. I have read that if you use something with sugar, because it already has sugar in it, much like the alcohol, it will not disrupt the jelly bean as well. So for instance, if you put it into sugar, or maybe even sugar water, try some salt water. Do some different liquids than Mrs. Dabrowski. See what you find out. Thanks for joining me at the end. See you later.